right, guys. Well, welcome back. This is Eric Law with Lilleys Landing Resort Marina here on Lake Taneycomo. I'm actually just kind of on the opposite side of Cooper Creek. Cooper Creek's just right over there. That's the public ramp. And I hear the waterfall runoff right behind me. Today is August 26, 2026. And I'm just going to be using, I already dunked it in, but it's just a red and black 3/32 ounce jig. The flow of water today is probably running at about 2.5 units, so it's probably just about ideal for what we're doing. There's an actual breeze. It's kind of going downstream. It's kind of blowing all over the place, but we're just going to try to see if fishing here near where this waterfall kind of comes in and just kind of drifting down along this bank might yield some good results. So we're just going to kind of see what happens here, and yeah, we'll just kind of see what happens today. It's a little warm. It's about 94 degrees right now. They're calling for some potential rain, hence why I didn't go too far from Lilleys Landing. I'm just, like I said, just slightly down. The wind seems like it's pushing me closer to the bank, so I might have to make constant adjustments, but we're gonna see if we might be able to catch anything with this black and red jig. Throwing it out for the first cast here, and we'll see if anything happens. I didn't mean to throw it upstream, but I kind of did. Maybe because I felt like my boat was moving a little faster than I wanted it to. Sometimes this black and red does pretty good. It's kind of my go-to jig when I'm fishing up in like the Narrows and stuff. It seems to do pretty good. That waterfall's really pretty. I don't think I've ever really noticed it before. All right. Well, nothing on the first cast, guys. We're just gonna try again. This time throw closer to the bank. All right, well, I just feel like I'm not really getting much of anything today. Like I said, I've got a black and sculpin jig. I might try that. See if maybe that might be a better option. I think I just hit the surface there. It's potentially possible that could have been a fish, but it's just hard to tell. Oh, got a fish. All right. He's not a very big guy. take it off right here on camera for you. Oh, well, trying to. Hold on, buddy. You got snagged pretty good. There we go. So there we go. We got one little guy. I think you like that. So just so you guys kind of know what tactic, there's a lot of different techniques to jig fishing. The technique right there is kind of just a really basic one where you're just doing like a real slow draw, and then you're just twitching your wrist about 1 inch, and then you're just keeping, and the reasoning of that is, you know, you're constantly bringing in that jig, and every time you give that little tug, that twitch of the wrist, you're kind of giving that jig a chance to pull real quick, so it gets the fish kind of ready to strike. And then because you're trying to pull in that slack that you just put in the line, it kind of slows it down so the fish has time to kind of attack during that hesitant part. So it's very important that when you're jig fishing, you know, you want to kind of have like a nice steady rhythm, but when you give those jerks and those pops are what kind of give that jig a little bit of that hesitation that the fish wants. Think of it as like a cat chasing a mouse. They're looking to pounce on that mouse when that mouse is, you know, kind of not ready, you know, kind of when it's unaware. So the fish is kind of the same thing. It being like the cat is just waiting for that mouse to just not be paying attention, and boom, and it attacks. So even a small fish like that, I mean, that's kind of the tactic, is they realize, hey, I want to eat that thing, and look, it just hesitated, you know. So that's kind of a good method if you're just looking to like do just a basic, you know. There's lots of different techniques and ways you can fish with a jig. Like I said, I'm in a little bit slower water. Not super deep water either. All right. So we got one off the red and black. We might give the scope and ginger one a little bit of opportunity as well. But thing is, you know, where I'm at is not like a place where you're gonna have a lot of like big fish. Doesn't mean that big fish couldn't hang out here, because the thing is, where you got a lot of small fish, sometimes a big brown could be present. So just always know that just because you're catching a bunch of small fish doesn't mean a big fish could not be here. They're looking for the schools of small fish like this to eat on. So you have a chance to catch some big browns, especially over by the banks where there might be some small fish just hanging out. So that's why it's never hurts to sometimes fish these banks, because that's more than likely where we happen to see the most catches. You know, most people that catch on this lake are catching browns by the banks. It's not usually out in the middle of the lake. Yet they will catch them out in the middle of the lake, but those browns are looking for some of these smaller fish that are kind of hanging out. Over by these banks. So I'm just gonna pull up one more time, and I might just make this kind of a short one cast. I mean, nothing too crazy. I might try this black and red, and I might reset one more time and then try the black and sculpin and just kind of see what happens. But I'm just kind of drifting this little bit slower water. Nothing too crazy, a little bit more shallow. You of course got the might have been on the bottom there. Sometimes those fish just like a nice chase too. Sometimes you want to reel in pretty quick sometimes. That's where jig fishing is kind of fun. There's a lot of different technical things you can do about it, which then kind of keeps you as a fisherman engaged the whole time. But it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. You want that engagement of like how to present just right for these fish. You know, how much speed you're doing, how much of a jerk you're doing. What I'm doing is I'm right by the boat, so I can kind of see how shallow it is. I'm just trying to see if I can get a fish to be enticed by that. I'm going to do one more quick cast just right up over here. And then what I might do is reset and then try to get, oh, did I get one already or did I snag? Oh, that might have been a fish. I couldn't tell. It looked like I saw the belly of a fish over there. Nope, just caught some seaweed, Guys, I caught some seaweed. So yeah, I got up on the bank somewhere. All right, maybe try one more cast. See if I can get out of that seaweed. All right, try to pull that through there real quick. Slow her down again. All right, I'm actually gonna switch over to the Sculpin Black real quick. All right. Show you guys what that looks like real fast. It's just this little Sculpin Black. And I think I'm just gonna keep running down this bank, to be honest. I think there's plenty of room here to try different things. So we'll see what the first cast with this does anything specific, but I'm gonna try to lead us away here just slightly. I'll probably just give this episode a little bit more time to, at least we caught a fish. Like I said, sometimes jig fishing is spot on if you got the right color, and sometimes it's, you know. And of course, look at that. Oh, got off. I think I got snagged up on a rock for a second. All right. Well, that was kind of a unfortunate first cast for that one, but that's all right. So next thing I'm gonna do is, I'm seeing some pretty decent logs over here. I might be able to throw in over there. Ooh. Did I get on top of that? Oh, I did. Just gonna see if this blackened sculpin does anything. They're saying it might rain about between 3 to 4. They keep changing their mind on what time. Yeah, all right. Got another one. Oh, he got off. Ooh, he was feisty. He's just a little guy. But yeah, there's definitely some fish out here. So yeah, definitely trying the method I just told you guys, just where you're kind of doing a slight reel, a little twitch of the wrist. Apparently there's just a lot of little stalkers out here just kind of hanging out. And that's okay, like I said. Sometimes those little stalkers there's nothing wrong with those stalkers. They could potentially attract a brown. So at least the good news is we know that there's some fish that will come after this stuff, so. I'm getting some pretty shallow stuff over here, so I'm gonna just kind of move my boat just slightly out of this area, just slightly. The wind's kind of pushing me just a little bit that way, so. I got these ladies coming down here. So, we got kayakers and stuff sometimes, and now we almost had another fish to the boat. He got just about to the boat before he was flipping so hard he kind of flipped off of there. And that's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Ah. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of little fish toying with this. It's actually kind of fun. There are a bunch of fun little fish just right over here in these rocks. So like I said, just kind of keeping this thing steady. So yeah, I kind of hit a nice little area of fish. Oh. I've had several bites on this thing. I keep missing them. Yeah, this is a fun little spot right down here. A lot of rocks, a lot of big rocks that they're just kind of hanging out at. And as you're just, reel it in, just give it that little tug. They're just chasing it all the way to the boat pretty much. Alrighty.
I don't like half an hour. Is there another different one? Green tea, yes. Lemonade, I don't like lemonade. Well, the lemon, there's only 2 half and half. What do we do? I gotta change a little bit. Catch anything?
Oh yeah, I catch them every so often.
Every so often?
Yeah.
You did good today though?
Yeah, so far not too bad. That's right. Nothing big. Oh yeah. we go. Alright guys, this is going to be probably my last little thing here. My goodness gracious. Well guys, I think this is going to be my last cast. I think I've just got too many people nearby me, and I think this is just gonna kind of be it. Alright, this will be the last cast. I'm going to try to throw in by this tree right over here and see what happens. Well, come on. No, I think I just lost it. All right, well. All right, guys, well. Kind of got snagged on that tree there. But I think we got that undone and going there. So I think we're gonna call it good. And thanks guys for watching. I appreciate everything that you guys have been doing, and thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see you later. Have a good day.